Welcome back to GAA Fan TV. Kerry 114, Dublin 113. Kerry are through to the All-Ireland Senior Football Championship final for the first time since 2019. A huge moment for the Kingdom, a huge moment for Kerry. Heartbreak for Dublin fans all across Dublin and the country, and, well, wherever Dublin fans may be on this very disappointing day, it must be said, as a Dublin fan. I'm not going to lie, these match reactions I love doing, but I will be honest, I kind of didn't want to do this one. But look, I think first off, as a Dublin fan, look, you have to say massive congratulations to Kerry, massive congratulations for getting the job done, for getting the win. You know, it's been an up-and-coming Kerry side for a while. We've all heard the hype. We've seen the players. We've seen the Cliffords, the O'Sheas, Paddy Clifford, Tom O'Sullivan, David Moran around the middle, who was obviously part of Kerry's last All-Ireland winning side, Jack Barry. So much talent in his Kerry side, so many options. Jack O'Connor comes in, Paddy Tally's now part of the setup. You know, what more did Kerry need to do to finally end this, 9-year spell without an All-Ireland? Or 8-year spell, I suppose you could say. You know, they done all the things right, finally. And now they've gone out and beaten Dublin, who, of course, as we very well know, aren't the All-Ireland champions, but are a very formidable side and a very tough team to beat, make no mistake about it. And yeah, I think you have to commend Kerry. Look, you have to commend them for the result, for the victory. It's a hard one to take as a Dublin fan, I'm not going to lie. It's a very, very tough pill to swallow because, like, I thought we didn't play well in the first half. I thought we were poor for large parts. Defensively, kind of all over the place. Too naive. You know, no real sort of... We weren't quick enough in the attack. But then in the second half, something just clicked. We started moving the ball quicker. We started kicking directly into our forwards. We started getting more turnovers. We were forcing Kerry into mistakes. And... you know, just watching O'Shea's free back there on the TV, like, just absolutely heartbreaking. But look, you know, Dublin, we've had our moments. You know, we've had our moments where we've beaten Kerry in last-minute frees and last-minute moments. 2011, obviously, springs to mind. So, you know, I suppose it's probably only right that Kerry now are getting their moments. They're getting their moment in the sun. So, you know, fair play to them. But, like, first half, I just didn't feel we were good enough at all. Like, we fell, 4 or 5 points down. You know, O'Shea could have put Dublin or Kerry 7 points up with that penalty. Obviously, well saved by Evan Comerford. Obviously, a bit of messing around with the penalty. You know, was he time wasting? I don't know. Maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't. I wasn't listening to the commentary. Obviously, I was doing the live watch along here on the channel, so I couldn't see, like, if he was time wasting. I'd be interested to know what people think. Either way, you know, O'Shea misses the penalty, but, you know, we just never really kicked on after that. And, you know, even when we were getting close to Kerry, it just felt like they always had us at arm's length. It felt like they always were in control. And it felt like it was always theirs to win and theirs to lose, you know. They nearly threw it away towards the end. You know, Dublin nearly found a way to get back into it, very, very close to winning it, but I think a couple of things, in my opinion, probably cost Dublin in this game. I think first half, with the belief wasn't there, the intensity wasn't there. And it's been like that for Dublin all year, to be honest. You know, it was like that in the league. We were poor in the league for you know, virtually the whole league, really. We got relegated. You know, we were good in Leinster, but again, you can't really judge that against Cork. You know, too many, you know, one-dimensional hand passes and, you know, not backing ourselves with shots, not backing ourselves with opportunities, not going for goal. And there was too much of that in the first half. And you might get away with that against Cork, Wexford, Kildare, Meath, but you won't get away with that against Kerry, you know. And you have to say, like, Kerry in the first half were unbelievable. And even in the early stages of the second half, you know, they must have only hit 1 or 2 wides in the entirety of the game. They were absolutely brilliant. I think they hit 3 wides in total. And ironically enough, the wides came after Dublin's goal. They were so good, so clinical. They rose to the occasion. The pressure didn't get to them in any way whatsoever. And it was brilliant Kerry. And it was, I'd imagine from a neutral perspective, absolutely brilliant to watch. You know, because it was very, very good. And Clifford, He stood up. O'Shea was absolutely brilliant. Obviously gets himself a goal. You know, Stephen O'Brien was very much part of everything good that Kerry done as well. Like, he was brilliant at carrying the ball. They got an excellent amount of turnovers as well. Like, Tyke Morley was fantastic. Tom O'Sullivan, Jason Foley. Like, they were doing brilliant. To be fair, you know, they were doing very, very good at the turnovers. Brian O'Buglock as well. Gavin White, like, all had very, very good games. And it was just tough for Dublin to find the way through. And, you know, those turnovers, very much that sort of Paddy Tally style. And he might be the final piece of the jigsaw that Kerry have needed to finally win the All-Ireland. And, you know, this could be a big, big turning point, I think, looking at the next 5-6 years. Like, 2011 was a big turning point, I think, in terms of the Dublin-Kerry rivalry. Dublin hadn't beaten Kerry in the championship since the 70s, won their first All-Ireland in 16 years. You know, went on to beat Kerry in 2013, won the All-Ireland, beat them in 15, 16, obviously, you know, 19, obviously a lot of times, thankfully. But Kerry have now beaten Dublin, you know, and it's probably going to be them now who's going to kick on and dominate. And you'd feel massive, massive favourites going into that All-Ireland final. You know, I think it's going to be tough for them, though, because I think Dublin, for me, played very poorly in the first half. Got going towards the end of the game, but I think Galway are a bit. I think Galway are a bit better than Dublin, in my opinion. You know, I'd give them a lot more credit, in my opinion, and I think they could cause a lot of problems. And you could arguably say Galway better forwards than Dublin at the minute as well. You know, especially with O'Connell O'Callaghan in that Dublin side. So, you know, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that Kerry win the All-Ireland. I do think Galway could give them a lot of problems. And that's why I do think, you know, I understand the Kerry lads celebrating, obviously, towards the end of the game. Huge win. First time beating Dublin since 2009. None of the players playing on the pitch would have ever beaten Dublin at senior level. You know, so absolutely huge for Kerry. But I do think, you know, they'll have to get back to the drawing board and focus now on that All-Ireland final, because it will be an extremely, extremely tough game. I think from a Dublin perspective, look, I'm proud of the lads, proud of the fight, the heart, the determination in the second half. They showed a tremendous amount of heart, a tremendous amount of fight. Cormac Costello, what an unbelievable goal. Like, couldn't have put it any more in the corner. I thought he actually had a poor enough game, to be perfectly honest. But he obviously gets himself a goal. Brilliant, brilliant goal. You know, Rock was relatively quiet as well, but he kicked a couple of points when he needed to. Dublin's best player on the pitch, hard one to know, probably Kieran Kilkenny, to be honest. Like, again, just exceptional, kicked some very, very good points, 1 point obviously to level it. And look, I know there's definitely going to be a lot of question marks obviously in regards to Dessie Farrell's future and where he goes from here. I don't really know like what Dublin do. Like, I mean, obviously they got relegated from the league. I think it will play a big factor. There's been a lot of inconsistencies about Dublin's performance. They showed a lot of, you know, good things in the second half and mixed it up and showed that they can compete with the best teams in the country, obviously. But, you know, why didn't they do that in the first half, you know? And why were they so defensively open in the first half? Why did it take them so long to wake up? You know what I mean? And that's been the problem, is that there's been too many inconsistencies. And that's probably why I would lean potentially towards a change. But again, I don't know who the obvious replacement is. Could it be Mick Bohan, who's obviously done a great job with the Dublin ladies, albeit this year hasn't gone too well. Would Jason Sherlock maybe fancy a stab at it? I don't know, but we'll obviously have to wait and see. But look, the day belongs to Kerry. Absolutely superb victory, and you know, fully deserved of the victory. Just running through some comments. Orlally says disappointing year for Dublin all round, has to be said. Sharon says we've bounced back massively from the league. Yeah, we have. We have bounced back massively. And to be fair, when I seen the league, I didn't give us much hope at all. And I think the lads done Dublin proud in the end. It's just a shame they lost that. And as Dublin fans, to be honest, we're not used to losing results really like that. You know, I know we lost to Mayo last year in a close game, but to lose in the manner like that, it's, you know, when you think back to when Dublin didn't win the All-Ireland, like 2010, obviously got beat by Cork, but that felt like, right, we have a young team, we're up and coming, but 2009 we got hammered, 2008 we got hammered, so, it's kind of a hard one to take, to be honest, but yeah. Good way to lose, but the better team won, have to admit it, is A2. Yeah, Kerry were the better side, to be fair, you have to admit it. Sharon says, I would give Desi one more year because we just lost with a point just from a free kick. Yeah, but I think when you look at the overall year, I just don't really think it's been good enough, to be honest, from a Dublin perspective. I think the talent is there, the players are there. Why are players opting out? If Paul Mannion was on the field, if Jack McCaffrey was on the field, Dublin probably would have won today. Why aren't those lads playing? You know what I mean? So I think question marks need to be asked to that, in my opinion. Emmett says, as a Meath man, I was neutral, but what a game of football. Don't write off Galway. They have history of showing up in All-Ireland finals. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'd probably be leaning towards Galway at this moment in time, and that might surprise people, but look, a long time way away, and obviously, we need to preview the game in more detail and sort of, think more about it, but yeah, just I suppose running through the scores maybe in total. Sean O'Shea with 1-4, exceptional game. David Clifford with 6 points. Tom O'Sullivan with a point. Darren Moynihan with a point. I mean, just looking at it, like just 2 Kerry forwards, or well, actually, Paddy Clifford scored 2 as well. 3 Kerry forwards on the score sheet. Dublin, 3 from Dean Rock, a goal from Costello, 3 from Kilkenny, 1 from Howard. McCarthy with a point as well. Fenton, Bugler, Small, Lee Gannon, and Paddy Small getting on the score sheet. We looked a lot better when Paddy Small came on the pitch as well, to be fair. And I do think our substitutions made a big difference. I thought Davy Byrne had a good game as well. Noel Scully made a difference. So, yeah, just devastating really from a Dublin perspective. But yeah, Jeremy says gutted for Dublin, but up to Galway now to stop Clifford. And absolutely, I will be 100% supporting Galway. Make no mistake about that. I will wear a Galway jersey for that All-Ireland final. I have no problem in doing that, to be honest. So, hopefully Galway can do us all a favour. But look, fair play to Kerry. I mean, they delivered. They were fantastic. Really good performance. Dublin almost came back. You thought, it was nearly a bit like Rocky 4 or Rocky 5, where, Rocky comes back from absolutely nowhere and he's up there again, but unfortunately, it was the young gun who came through, and Kerry managed to do so. So yeah, fairy tale season it would be, especially with the minor All-Ireland as well. Be special for Galway. Make no mistake about that. But yeah, look, we'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Fair play to Kerry. Massive achievement for them. Massive congratulations for the Kingdom. Well deserved victory in the end. And look, as a Dublin perspective, it's devastating. It's a hard one to take. If you watch the end of the watch along, it was I was on the edge of my seat. The definition of edge of my seat, to be honest. Probably would have went mental if we had a won, but obviously that didn't happen. So yeah, fair play to Kerry. And look, if they do go on to win the All-Ireland, it'd be huge for them as well, obviously, because, we know it's an up-and-coming team, and realistically they should go and get the job done now. But yeah. Anyway, cheers to anyone who tuned in. If you could hit the like button and subscribe, be much appreciated. We'll be doing the review podcast out tomorrow. We'll be doing it early tomorrow morning as well, so a little bit earlier than usual. So stay tuned for that one. Should go up on the channel, or should be scheduled up on the channel in the next sort of few hours or so. And yeah, plenty more content, videos, and all the rest to come your way. So yeah, fair play to Kerry. Massive congratulations. Heartbreak for Dublin, but it is what it is. Cheers anyone who tuned in.